Have you ever shared a dream only to watch someone destroy it with a single sentence? Most people think the problem is trust. They tell themselves, "I just chose the wrong person." Marcus Aurelius understood something most people never learn. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every plan needs an audience. And not everyone deserves access to your mind. But here is the strange part. The more people know about your life, the less power you have over it. And before this video ends, you will discover the one Stoic habit that Marcus Aurelius practiced every single day. A habit that stops oversharing at its root and permanently changes the way people see you. Think about yesterday. Something difficult happened. What was the first thing you did? You told someone. Something good happened. What was the first thing you did? You told someone. You made a plan. A real one. Something that mattered. What did you do? You told everyone. It feels natural. It feels like connection. But the Stoics discovered something 2,000 years ago. That is just as dangerous today. When you tell everyone everything, you lose something you cannot easily get back. The Stoics called this lack of discipline over the tongue one of the quietest forms of self-destruction, not because speaking is wrong, but because most people speak without thinking, and think without speaking. They have it exactly backwards. There are 4 reasons this happens. The first is anxiety. Silence feels uncomfortable, so we fill it with words, not because we have something worth saying, but because the quiet feels too heavy to carry alone. The second is the hunger for validation. We want someone to confirm what we already feel. Yes, your pain is real. Yes, your dream makes sense. We are not sharing. We are asking for permission. The third is a misunderstanding about connection. We believe the more we share, the closer we become to the people around us. This is not how real connection works. Real depth is built slowly, not through disclosure, through trust earned over time. The fourth is the most honest reason of all. Pure habit. You do not even notice it happening. And you have already told them everything. And now the real question is not whether this habit exists in you. The question is, what is it actually costing you? Let me tell you something. Imagine you have been working on a business idea for 6 months, late nights, filled notebooks, conversations with yourself that no one else heard. Then, one evening, you finally tell a friend. He listens, he nods, he seems genuinely interested. And then he says, "Honestly, it is a crowded space." A lot of people have already tried this. It might be harder than you think. And in that 1 minute, 6 months of fire goes cold. And this does not only happen with business ideas. It happens with fitness goals. It happens with relationships. It happens with personal growth. A person decides to change. They announce it. They receive praise before they have earned a single result. And slowly, the need to prove it disappears. The reward came too early. The work never followed. This is why so many dreams die in conversation, long before they die in reality. Psychology research confirms what the Stoics already knew. When you share your goal publicly, your brain begins to treat it as already achieved. The drive fades. The urgency disappears. The hunger that was keeping you moving quietly dies. You told them about the goal, and your brain said, "We are done." But nothing was built. Nothing was real yet. Seneca wrote something that has stayed with philosophers for centuries. What you keep secret belongs only to you. What you share belongs to everyone. Think about a moment when you told someone something that was yours alone, and later the whole world knew. What did that feel like? Most people know that feeling precisely. Betrayal, regret, a kind of helplessness, because you handed someone a piece of yourself and they did not protect it. Your life is a flame. Every time you speak carelessly, a little wind gets in, and sometimes one gust is enough. So what do you actually do? Do you shut people out entirely? Do you stop speaking altogether? No. Stoicism has never been about isolation. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world, Roman emperor, connected to senators, generals, philosophers, and ambassadors every single day. And yet he wrote in his private journal, "What I think is mine. What I speak belongs to us both." He was not silent, he was deliberate. That is the entire difference. Here are 5 strategies the Stoics practiced. Not theories, not ideas. Disciplines they return to every day. Strategy 1. Pause before you speak. Imagine someone asks you, "So what are you working on these days?" Most people answer immediately. They tell them everything: the idea, the plan, the fears, the timeline, the doubts. A Stoic does something different. He pauses and asks himself one quiet question: does this person actually need to know this? If the answer is no, he says nothing. If the answer is maybe, he still says nothing. Marcus Aurelius wrote this principle to himself directly: before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If it cannot pass all 3, keep it. That one discipline changed the quality of every conversation he had. It will change yours too. Strategy 2. Learn to be vague. Imagine someone asks you, "What is going on with you lately?" You do not owe them a complete answer. You can say, "A lot is happening. Still working through it." Imagine someone asks, "What are your plans for the next few months?" You can say, "Something interesting is in progress. I will share more when the time is right." This is not being cold. This is not being secretive. This is being selective. And here is what most people never realize. When you speak less, people listen far more carefully when you do speak. Your words carry genuine weight, because they know you do not waste them. The Stoics understood that mystery is not weakness. It is a quiet form of authority. Marcus Aurelius rarely explained himself to others. He did not need to. His actions always spoke long after his words had ended. Strategy 3. Keep your goals silent. Imagine you have just made the biggest decision of your life. A new direction, a real goal, something that genuinely excites you for the first time in a long time. Most people's first instinct is to announce it, to tell the people closest to them, to feel the immediate rush of someone else's reaction. Do not do this. Work in silence. Let the results speak first. Look closely at people who achieve truly remarkable things. Most of the time, you never hear about the struggle while it is happening. You hear about it afterward, after the business succeeds, after the book is written, after the transformation is complete. The work happened in private. The applause came later. That order matters more than most people ever realize. Marcus Aurelius spent years developing himself quietly before he ever took a single major public action. Epictetus taught in private circles for years before his words were ever written down or remembered. Your dreams are your fuel. Every time you speak about them before they are ready, you burn fuel for nothing in return. The goal is not the announcement. The goal is the work. And the work deserves your silence. Let success make the noise. And interestingly, the most important strategy of all is not this one. We will come to that before this video ends. Strategy 4. Share in layers. Imagine you are getting to know someone new. Most people give everything in the first conversation. Their story, their struggles, their ambitions, their regrets, their fears, all of it, laid out immediately. And then they wonder why the other person does not seem to value what was shared. Try something the Stoics practiced instead. Share a little, then stop. Watch what happens. Did they give something back? Did they match your openness with their own? Did they actually listen, or did they simply wait for their turn to speak? If yes, share a little more. If no, stop entirely. This is how the Stoics built lasting trust, not through openness alone, through careful observation over time. Because real connection is not built in a single conversation. It is built across many, one deliberate layer at a time. The Stoics believed that the depth of a relationship is measured not by how much was said, but by how well what was said was held. Strategy 5. Journal, not social media. What was Marcus Aurelius's greatest secret? He kept a journal. His fears, his failures, his doubts about power, his questions about death and meaning, his darkest thoughts about whether he was doing enough. He wrote them all down and told no one. That journal is now one of the most widely read books in human history. Meditations, not because he planned to publish it, not because he wanted to be remembered for it, but because honest private thinking produces something that public conversation never can. Clarity, real clarity. The kind that does not need anyone else's reaction to exist. Your thoughts need to be processed. They do not need an audience. Write every morning or every night. Whatever is weighing on your mind, put it on the page. No one will judge it. No one will betray it. No one will use it against you. Just you, and the truth you are willing to face alone. When you begin to practice this, the first few days feel unfamiliar. Silence feels heavier than it used to. You catch yourself about to share something, and you stop. And for a moment it feels like holding something too tightly. But then something begins to shift. Your energy feels cleaner. Your focus sharpens without the constant noise of other people's reactions. The regret you used to feel after sharing too much simply stops appearing. Something else begins to happen too. You become harder to influence. People's opinions lose their grip on you. Not because you stop caring entirely, but because you stop handing them control over your direction. When every thought is shared, every reaction can alter your course. Someone doubts you, and you slow down. Someone praises you, and you become dependent on that feeling. But when your plans remain protected, you move with a different kind of certainty. You stop living through other people's responses, and start living through your own intention, and the people around you begin to treat you differently. Not dramatically, but noticeably. The person who shares everything, people around them feel quietly cautious. They think, if he tells me everything about others, he will tell others everything about me. The person who speaks with genuine intention, people trust naturally. They cannot always explain why, but the words land differently. The silence carries a kind of weight that loudness never can. The presence commands a quiet respect that performance cannot buy. Think about the people you have genuinely respected in your life. Were they the loudest ones in the room? The ones who told you everything about themselves the moment you met them? Or were they the ones who said very little, but when they did speak, you found yourself listening without knowing exactly why? That quality is not a personality trait you are born with. It is a practice. It is a choice made quietly, every morning, before the world gets loud, before the opinions arrive, before anyone has the chance to tell you what your life should look like. and it belongs to anyone willing to return to it every single day. The Stoics believed that words should serve a purpose. Anything beyond that was simply noise. And noise, they understood, is one of the most expensive things a person can produce. It costs you energy. It costs you time. It costs you the respect of people who might otherwise have been paying close attention. Epictetus said, "Nature gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we might listen twice as much as we speak." He was not speaking poetically. He meant it as a literal daily discipline. Listen more than you speak. Observe more than you announce. Process privately before you share publicly. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself in Meditations, "Today I will speak less. Today I will listen more. Today what I think will remain my own." He did not write this once and consider it solved. He returned to it again and again across years, because he understood something essential about human nature. The pull toward sharing is constant, and resisting it requires constant intention. Discipline over speech is not a natural gift. It is a daily practice. And now here is the one Stoic habit we promised at the very beginning. The habit Marcus Aurelius practiced every single morning, before he spoke to a single person, before he made a single decision, before he allowed the world to reach him. He sat alone with his own thoughts first. He did not reach for conversation. He did not announce what he was planning for the day. He opened his journal. He wrote down what was weighing on his mind. He processed it privately. He decided what was worth saying and what was worth keeping. Then he moved into the world. That single habit changed the weight of every word he ever spoke. Not because silence was his goal, but because his words deserved to be chosen, not simply released. That is the entire secret. Your words deserve to be chosen, not simply released. The Stoics were not silent men, they were deliberate men, and there is a profound difference between the two. A silent man has nothing to say. A deliberate man has chosen what not to say. One is emptiness, the other is power. From today, make yourself one simple commitment. Speak only what is necessary. Protect what is still becoming. And let your silence carry more than your words ever could. If something in this video stayed with you, leave one comment below. Just write, "I will speak less." 3 words. See how many people understand exactly what that means. And if you want this kind of clarity every single week, subscribe to Stoic Virtus. For those who are serious about becoming harder to read and harder to stop.